Greetings, family. This is Professor Griff. And of course, hopefully you know, if you're tuning in right now, you should know. All right. This is Professor Griff, and this is Arm the Masses. All right. We're arming the masses with information, arming the masses with whatever they need to know in order to survive and navigate these things that we kind of have to navigate. Living where we live, being who we are. All right. Knowing what we know. All right. All right. Let me see. All right. Waiting for people to come on. I'm not sure what's happening with my feed, but in the meantime, in between time, today's subject, what is today's subject? Tyla's whole kind of thing that sparked a debate surrounding this whole idea of racial identity. So as we're waiting for a few people to come on in, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of play a few commercials, let some people come on in, and then we're actually going to have the discussion. And hopefully you guys can join me and we can kind of break some bread and make some things happen. All right? Greetings, family. This is Professor Griff, and this is the Serious Minds Brain Tonic. The Serious Minds Brain Tonic was created to sharpen the mind by protecting the cells and increasing the neurotransmitters associated with learning and memory. You can order the Serious Minds Brain Tonic right here on www.debacle.wellness.com and or text me 678-557-2919. Peace. Greetings, family. The Resurrection Formula. Let's talk. All right. Greetings, family. The Resurrection Formula. I don't know where that one came from. All right. But that's the Resurrection Formula, and that's the Serious Minds Brain Tonic. All right. If you like this Brain Tonic and the Serious Minds Brain Tonic and the Resurrection Formula, go copy the link at the bottom of the screen. For elixirs, go to www.devitribewellness.com. I'll leave that up there for a minute in case y'all want them. And let's talk. All right. Greetings, everyone. Once again, it's Professor Griff. And this is On the Masses right here on Black Power Media Reloaded. Shout out to Kalanji. Shout out to the staff at Black Power Media Reloaded. Let's dive right into this conversation. So I think I'm a year late, but something has resurfaced after the 2024 debacle with Tyla. I think it resurfaced simply because of the fact that she has had poor record sales. So let's just kind of start from the top as much as I know, so y'all can clue me in. Of course, I know Tyla from South Africa. I'm familiar with a song. I had a good friend work on her material. I'm not going to mention his name. Don't want to put him out there like that. Very good song. And matter of fact, he's a good guy. Very good producer. He's worked with the best. And I just thought it was a nice, cute little song from a nice, cute little girl coming from South Africa. So as the song kind of blew up and she kind of made her way around not only social media, but made her way around to American radio stations and talk shows and that kind of thing, I think it became more apparent that the well-seasoned artists, or the seasoned artists that we thought were well-rounded and well-seasoned, probably needed to be educated in the areas of culture, Black culture in America, and race. So Tyla, South African artist, sparked controversy in conversations about race and identity, particularly the meaning of colored in South Africa versus the United States. And that's a very interesting concept because that's the thing I want to tackle today in reference to this thing now being in the music industry. And we as Black people, we as people, period, having to think that these artists have to be artists and have to be scholars well versed in the conversation, in the complexities of race. And I can honestly say they are not. Okay. So there's a few questions I want to put on the table. There's a conversation I want to have. And that being one of them. The average artist, regardless of where they come from, are they educated in these particular nuances when it comes to culture, when it comes to identity, when it comes to, I don't know, proclaiming who you are, your well-pronounced pronouns and this kind of thing? When it comes to nuances of race, the average artist, can they have that conversation? All right. Then I want you to kind of help me out with when the record industry and the music industry, or should we say the music business industry or the music industry, I guess we could say business because it is a business, is show business. It comes up under all of those terms. Can we honestly say we know where these record sales are being calculated? When we say Tyla was they were grooming her to be this mega star, but in her first week of releasing her EP, she did 4,000. I guess, I don't know where they're totaling it up. So I looked it up. Music industry, particularly in the United States, counts sales by utilizing a system that combines pure sales, whatever that means. In parentheses, it says physical and digital purchases with album equivalent units, AEU, all right, derived from streaming activity, which we know a lot of that is fake. And we know a lot, they buy and purchase a lot of those things. And then it goes on to say pure sales, these are traditional. These are traditional. Where was I at? Oh, these are traditional purposes of music, whether it be a physical album, CD, or vinyl. I think I'm the only one that still sells CDs. And I know a lot of people are still selling vinyl because vinyl is on its way back. Or a permanent digital download of an album or individual track. Okay, I can calculate mine. I'm not signed to a record label, though. I'm an independent artist. I service those in my particular niche. All right, I can calculate my sales on Bandcamp. All right. Album equivalent units, got that. Streaming, Billboard charts. Okay, got all of that. That's how they tallied up the 3,000 some odd units that Tyla has sold in the first week of releasing her EP. Now, in her case, it highlights the complexities of racial identity, especially when navigating different culture contexts. All right. Embracing her mixed race heritage and identifying both as colored and Black, Tyla demonstrates the potential for multi-nuanced identities within a singular individual. Now, I don't know if AI wrote that, her team wrote that, but I think Tyla needs to turn around and Tyla needs to read that. If you're talking about navigating, all right, this whole mixed race kind of colored versus Black thing and the nuances of identity in race, then I think you need to know what you're talking about when it comes to doing these interviews, especially in the States. Not to say that you don't, but obviously there is someone handling you that have not brought you up to speed on the nuances and the complexities of race. I'm not trying to sound deep. I'm not trying to sound intelligent. I'm trying to appeal to the base of what we need to understand in having these conversations. So can you do me a favor? Thank you very much, Alex Little. Know your audience. And if Black Americans who right now, if you kind of put your finger on the pulse of where Black people in America are, with getting disrespected by other immigrants and other people kind of taking advantage of this whole idea of pulling monies from the culture, using us as an audience and a sounding board. All right. What I'm simply saying is everybody want to be Black until it's really time to be Black. Basically what I'm saying. All right. So I think Black people are sick and tired of being sick and tired of other people taking advantage of who we are. And toting us around and pulling us by our purse strings, thinking that we're going to support people that don't necessarily support us. And I think Black people simply said, okay, if you don't want Black people in America, let me be clear. So I think if you're not going to claim us, then why should we claim you? If you're on TikTok and other platforms, Instagram, whatever it is, in social media, and then offline, if you go on the Breakfast Club and other places, if you're not going to claim Black, if you're not going to claim us, then why should we claim you? It almost seems like they dress up as who we are as a people, but don't want to claim us. Everything from what they claim our culture is not. Everything from our hairstyles, how we dress, our dialect, our lingo, how we move, how we dance, even how we construct and how we sound on our songs. And there have been people that have almost crossed the cultural appropriation borderlines and almost stepped over, in which some of them actually have. Some of them have actually built an entire career, Drake, on trying to look and act Black, all right, when it's time, when it actually benefits them. But yeah, when it's time to actually be Black and you get caught in that Black conversation that you need to be well versed about, some of you freeze up. All right. I'm reading some headlines. It says Tyla sparked a global conversation on race and identity. All right. If you're sparking the conversation, and not to say that you centered yourself in it, but according to TikTok and some of the statements you've made and other things, and of course the Breakfast Club, you've been centered in this conversation now. All right. So Griff being late to the party, I saw it in 2024, but I don't listen to Tyla. It was a cute little song. Kind of decoded it and kind of understood what it meant and tried to prevent my 4-year-old, now 5-year-old, from singing the damn song because we heard it so much. I'm kind of almost operating on the fringes of being on one of the individuals that could be in the inner circle of those that was responsible for the song. I think they claim me because I claim them. And I was like, cute song. And then in entertainment, music, business talk, just among different circles that I operate in, I was like, yeah, Tyla has everything it takes to make it in this industry, in an industry called the music business or the music industry, with a manufacturing artists to be just like what we see today. Tyla. Yeah. Yes. So then when you start kind of peeling layers back, where is that homegrown, gutsy, gritty kind of struggle that you coming up in the industry? Where's that? Where is the shit? I made a mixtape. I used to get down to people's basements, man. My mama had me at the cookout, man, and I was performing. And where's that history? Where is that grind? Where is that So for, people to come and claim blackness, aspects of our culture and who we are as a people and how we move, especially our rich black musical legacy, for you attach yourself to that and you have a whole black American fan base, and then for us to get treated that way, yeah, and absolutely not. No. This is why I've been saying in certain circles, in certain conversations dealing with the diaspora wars, there needs to be a cultural conversation. For example, if I was to take my black ass over to another country after they're looking at me on TV and social media, looking like them, walking like them, talking like them, yeah, I better make sure I have my cultural conversation together when I go over to another country, especially if that is my fan base. If Black Americans, let's put it in a nutshell like this and wrap that up with a bow. Tyla, if your fan base is Black Americans, right? I think your team should have kind of educated you and sat you down and prepared you to have these conversations that you're in the center of now. And then we came up in a certain way where we had to pay our dues. We had to pay our dues. When Public Enemy first came out, there were people actually on the radio calling us suckers. Yep. Calling us suckers. So Public Enemy, we had to pay our dues. Not to mention, we had a whole history way before coming out as Public Enemy. We came out at Spectrum City, did our thing, DJing all over the place, the Five Boroughs, whatever. Established the name Spectrum City, later became Spectrum. And then, yeah. So we have a history that's rooted not into where we live, but into Black culture, music culture. The people surrounding Public Enemy and some of the key figures are musicians, are producers, have been on the radio, have participated in the culture, were in bands. All right. And I'm saying about the whole Public Enemy family, the whole Spectrum City family. We've covered the spectrum. We have a history. So then now when we are interviewed, I could pull way back from musical icons. I could pull back from me being a DJ. I could pull back from the musical experiences that not only I have had, but the rest of the brothers in the crew. All right. We were called all kind of things. Yep. We were called sucker MCs. We were called all kind of stuff. Now, but if Tyla, if you can't do that, then your team might want to kind of double back and take you and this colored thing out of the center of that conversation. See, Tyla, listen, take it from, matter of fact, Tyla, you 20 something, I'm 65 years old. All right. And this conversation may not be for you, Tyla, but it may be for the people that's handling you. So I need them to listen. When you say colored, that you're colored, it may mean something totally different in South Africa. And it does. But then the task of you knowing and understanding the history of South Africa falls on your shoulders, Tyla. We know the history of South Africa. Well, let me speak for myself. I know the history of South Africa. When Public Enemy, when we hit the stage, I don't know if you're old enough, Tyla, and you're probably not, but the people that's handling you, they know. When we hit the stage, we was like, down with apartheid, free Mandela. We used to bring it. All right, that was our chant. In interviews, you heard us bringing it on a global scale, raising the vibratory pitch of our people into the mind of God. You understand what I'm saying? So we handled conversations when it came to the broader scope of who we are as a people. And we watched other people around the globe mimic who we are as a beautiful and dynamic people that came up from slavery into who we are today. All right. Having people that black people that were already here, the indigenous black people who y'all call Indians or Native Americans, but we the indigenous people. So when we start talking about FBA foundational, it's black people. All right. And we watch people copy us. All right. We were brought down to the level of almost to the borderline level of animals and beasts of the field. We had to build ourselves back up and build a culture to survive this madness here. So for someone to come along and you want to imitate that and mimic that and borrow from that and use that so you can make money and you don't want to claim us, then we're not going to claim you. So when you say colored in America, oh, hell, that's the trigger word for us. That shit is traumatizing for black people. Hell, you talking Jim Crow, you talking about a whole bunch of things. You talking about colored water fountains, you talking about where we can't, you talking about being lynched, all right? You talking about segregation, you talking about a whole bunch of things, all right? So they copy everything. Thank you, Alex Little. They copy everything about us. White artists, borderline white looking artists come along. And yeah, Tyler, you do need to know light-skinned people, pretty little girls like you with nice hair and nice body and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. To a certain degree, in the psyche of black people in America, y'all got the pass. All right. Because of your close proximity to white. You did get the pass. That is changing. That is changing. Simply because black people in America are sick and tired of being sick and tired of being used and abused, and everyone, quote unquote, shitting on black people. And we just got to sit back while everyone else borrows from our culture. Yeah, cultural appropriation and culture bandits coming in, taking from our culture, and you automatically get propped up, pushed out there. As many dark-skinned black Africans represented Afrobeats, you were the one to get the award representing Afrobeats. Come on, stop that. Racism is at the crux and the core of what's going on with this situation with Tyla. And maybe her handlers didn't educate her to the point where how you move in America, Tyla. But let me tell you, that's not the way to move. You cannot throw the colored word around and we not get triggered. Colored means something totally different in America than it does in South Africa. All right. And even when you look in the history of South Africa, we saw how dark-skinned people get treated. All right. Okay. Now, someone says, well, what could Tyla have done? I've been in 4,000 some odd interviews in my life. Tyla could have easily said, listen, Charlamagne, hold on. Let me find a clip. Let me hold on. Let me hold on. Because maybe I'm just talking. There's a sister that broke it down. And I don't know her name, but we're going to find out what her name is. Embarrassing decline of Tyla. What's the channel? RRG. Shout out to the RRG channel on YouTube. All right.
She had the world at her feet, a viral hit, magazine covers, and Grammy buzz. In 2023, South African singer Tyla was being hailed as the next global pop princess. Her single Water flooded the charts, but the wave she was riding didn't last. Somewhere between all of the performances and awkward interviews, things began to shift. Tyla's career shows what happens when authenticity collides with global misinterpretation, and the crowd...
Wait. Can we stop right there? Now, look at her. She could easily pass for somebody here, all right, of mixed race. All right. She looked like my two stepdaughters upstairs. Matter of fact, she looks like my daughter when my daughter was younger. All right. She looked like a couple of my nieces. Matter of fact, she looks like my daughter, my youngest daughter, Issa. All right. So, yeah. South African singer Tyla went from viral hit maker with her hit song Water, facing backlash, awkward interviews, and a career controversy.
That once screamed your name starts whispering about her downfall. Before we jump into the real reason Tyla is flopping, don't forget to scoop up something to munch on at rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand that has an assortment of Applewood smoked bacon jerky, freeze-dried goodies, and butter toffee peanuts.
Yeah, I should have stopped at the bacon to let y'all know we don't do pork over here. But shout out to RRG, had to play her commercial.
According to Billboard charts, Tyla's breakout single Water was a global force. The track reached #1 on the US Afrobeats Songs chart and broke into the top 10 on the Billboard Global 200. In the United States alone, it was certified 3 times platinum.
3 times platinum in the United States. You know, black people was riding for you if it went 3 times platinum. Come on.
For a new artist, especially one from South Africa, this was a career-defining moment. In an interview with Billboard, Tyla expressed,
she looks like, a couple of those pictures, she looks like Maya. Shout out to Maya.
How surreal the success felt. She described the experience as groundbreaking for a South African artist born and raised in South Africa with an African song with an African dance style. She spoke proudly about the authenticity of it all, explaining how amazed she was that her sound could translate overseas without compromise. But the part she didn't see coming was this: her personality, her commentary, and her presentation wouldn't translate with the same ease, especially not in the US. While the song caught fire, the artist behind it slowly became a question mark. Her interviews began circulating for the wrong reasons, and the confident image she once projected started to crack under scrutiny. Only months later, in December 2023, Tyla attracted some major controversy. According to the BBC, Tyla created a culture war when one of her old TikToks surfaced. In it, she wore her hair in Bantu knots and sported a traditional beaded necklace as the words "I am a colored South African" appeared proudly on the screen.
Wow. I am a colored South African with Bantu knots. I am a colored South African. Wow. Wow. Is that something to be proud of?
It was the word colored that threw off Black Americans. But in South Africa, colored is a formal racial classification, and for many, a proud cultural identity born from a messy cocktail of colonialism and apartheid. According to the BBC and Rolling Stone UK, Tyla identifies.
Tyla, even in your country, the term colored comes up out of the nuance of colorism, the nuance of colonization, racism, grape. I'm not allowed to say the other word. Yeah, apartheid. So even if you are a proud colored girl from South Africa, is that something to be proud of? Is the question I'm asking. That's nothing to be proud of. So I'm trying to, and if it's a racial categorization, this is a race construct. And I'm not saying it because I hear a lot of people saying that. These people constructed this concept called race and put everyone and everything in categories. For what reason, though? For white genetic survival. Let's stop talking cute. Let's slow the conversation down and be clear to people like Tyla. This is not a good thing. The t-shirt is not, the saying is not good. Never should have wore the t-shirt. Whatever. Bad move. And then the trickle down effect leading up to the Breakfast Club. This is where it begins. So now your team, whoever's handling you, now have to go back and undo some of these things. Because to go from triple platinum to 5,000 units, however they're calculating it, is not good.
As having Zulu, Indian, Mauritian, and Irish roots.
So they did not say Zulu. If anyone from the damn Zulu nation, no, if anyone from the Zulus ever hear you talking about you a proud colored girl from Africa, they won't take that well, like that. Yeah, nah.
So she wasn't rejecting Blackness, she was presenting her specific South African experience. But Black Americans weren't having it.
If that's your Black experience, you being colored, then why didn't you, on the Breakfast Club, why didn't you just say that? Why didn't you just say, listen, that is my experience in South Africa. My mom is this, my dad is that, my grandfather is this. This is what happened in my family. This is who I am today. I embrace who I am, the totality of who I am. And even in this picture, I think she looks like she has on cowrie shells. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that could have easily been explained. Just explain it so you can stay grounded, so you can connect to your audience. Know your audience. Know the Breakfast Club's audience and its reach. All right? Know and understand who's interviewing you. Y'all know I know, and I had to learn that lesson the hard way. All right? So, yeah.
In the US, the word colored drips with Jim Crow era trauma. It evokes whites only signs and segregated drinking fountains. Psychological studies on racial.
Tyla, I'm sure you've seen this before. Let me zoom out or zoom in. You see the white water fountains and the colored ones? Well, everything was like that. Not only the water fountains, the restaurants, everywhere we went. All right, we had to deal with that. This is trauma for Black people that we had to deal with. Now, listen, I need the FBAs and I need Negroes to listen up. After this, according to Dr. Joy Leary, we never laid on anyone's couch to get therapy, all right, to heal the trauma. When was the healing? I need you to answer that in your own mind. When did we go through the healing? All right, let's go.
Trauma show how language can reactivate generational pain. So while Tyla
language can reactivate generational pain. Way before you was born, Tyla, we were suffering this. And Black people in 2025, we just to the point where enough now is enough. So either you're going to have the cultural conversation with your handlers, all right, or we just got to shut it down, shut them down. Plain and simple. All right.
was trying to represent nuance, the US heard a slur. Social media users dragged Tyla by those Bantu knots.
Bestie, you're so damn messy, girl. Oh, Lord, not dragging about the Bantu knots. Yeah.
People accused her of trying to distance herself from Blackness while profiting from it. Her braids and her beat drops.
Wait a minute now. You looking like Patrice Rushen right here. You looking like what's the sister name that's married to what's the brother's name? Damn. Who produced DMX's stuff? Alicia Keys' husband. Damn, why am I I'm sorry. Swiss Beats. I'm sorry, I'm jacking. Yeah, no, yeah, not the heart, the head. Blame it on the head, bro. Not the heart. All right. Okay. Hold on. Now, if you're gonna come and you're gonna do that, Tyla, looking like this, then yeah, you kind of have to know something about who we are as a people on this side of the water. Not only for the Black people that were already here in America, but the ones that they brought over. And then after that, the ones that migrated over. All right.
Were acceptable, but her refusal to simply say, I'm black, made people suspicious. South Africans defended her, accusing Americans of ethnocentric thinking. But perception is personal, and the global stage doesn't come with cultural disclaimers. You don't get to explain your context in real time. And when you're silent too long, others will fill in the blanks for you.
Yeah, Tyler, your team should have known that. As soon as you did the Breakfast Club, you need to put out a statement that night. Hell, if shit happened at 5 a.m, that night, right after dinner, go in your hotel room, set the camera up, and talk to the people. But I understand, Tyler, you were 20-something years old, and you may not have that experience. Someone around you does. But when you try to manufacture artists, and when you try to cut and paste artists and put them together and mold and shape them and present them in this squeaky clean, cute little kind of way, but you operate on the fringes of cultural appropriation and disrespecting the same people that's your fan base, that is not going to work. Take that shit, wrap it up, and let that shit sit in the drafts. We'll go back and see it later on. Save it to the drafts for real. Nope.
In April 2024, Tyla spoke to Cosmopolitan about the controversy. She said she was glad people were having the conversation around race and identity and learning that Africa is more than just black and white. She added, just that I grew up as a South African knowing myself as colored. I'm also mixed race. I'm also black. Cool, but fans weren't looking for philosophy. They wanted clarity. There's a psychological theory called cognitive dissonance. It says
Cognitive dissonance. I'm sure everyone that's listening to me right now, right off the dome, without you going to look it up, you know what cognitive dissonance is. All right? Okay. Shout out to the Oh God. All right? Cognitive dissonance, from my understanding of what the term means, is two opposing ideas trying to occupy the same space. One is going to give. And if one doesn't give, they both live in the same space. But in a time, A, when you're probably triggered or some other things are going on, then yeah, you might see it surface. But two opposing ideas and concepts cannot occupy the same space, creating a cognitive, your cognition, dissonance.
As people get uncomfortable when they can't make sense of something. Tyla's explanation didn't bridge the gap between her intentions and her audience's interpretation. Instead, it deepened it. Her identity felt like a puzzle no one asked to solve. She wanted to start a conversation, but to many, it felt like a cop-out. Then came the infamous June 2024 Breakfast Club interview. Charlemagne the God lobbed her a softball question by asking her to explain the whole colored person fiasco.
Mm-hmm.
And when I go home, I'm just home with my family.
All right.
So, yeah.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Can we not? Por favor.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too.
Shut up, man.
I like when they talk from the back and say we can't. I like that. I like the carrot. That's good. That's even better.
Next one, please.
That's the moment right there, family. Elaborate. Her handler's in the back telling them to move on. So now when you hear Professor Griff and other people talk about these artists have a handler, what do you think is going on here? She is being handled. This is how you handle the interview. This is how you handle the conversation of race. This is how you move these artists through the music industry to be successful. And don't blame Charlemagne the God. That this is what the Breakfast Club is about. This is what they do. This is iHeartRadio. This is what it is. Y'all need to do a better job. Your managers, And yeah, you need to do a better job with Tyla. She's looking around like her handlers just basically said, don't deal with that. You coming to the goddamn Breakfast Club with your hair looking like some sisters I kind of grew up with. You understand what I'm saying? With the hoodie on and the whole bit. We see what you're trying to do, but we not checking for that. Not right now. Nah, not then and not now. No.
You're stupid, yo.
Tyla sat there with her mouth shut during the entire exchange. Of course, the incident went viral, and Tyla responded in the way she could best on X, of all places.
Yo, guys, never denied my blackness. I don't know where that came from. What do you mean you don't know where that came from? You wore a goddamn t-shirt said that you was a proud colored girl from South Africa. I'm mixed with Black, Zulu, Irish, Mauritian, Indian, and colored. What? See, Tyla, that doesn't make sense. So in South Africa, South A, I would be classified as a colored woman. That's a classification. That's not who you are, Tyla. Connect back to your black. Connect back to Zulu. And whatever Irish is in you due to the colonization or the grape or slavery or whatever, then connect back to that. Connect back to Mauritian. Connect back to your Indian roots. All right, but if you're a colored woman, in other places I would be classified as a black woman. No one understands that race is classified differently in different parts of the world. Absolutely correct. So if you're in this part of the world, don't fucking use it. How your handler should know that.
Denied being black and reminded she's black Africa. She's statement by saying I'm black, that she also colored by people who didn't feel comfortable was the final.
That's why I gotta keep it
people
right
feel
there.
Doubling down.
Fair Use Act. I don't want RRG coming at me be like, Griff, you played my whole. Yeah. Shout out to RRG on YouTube. Go check them out. Subscribe. Back up. I'm not sure. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All right, so somebody give me a thumbs up. Let me know that we're back on. Let me know that we are black. All right, Bill Blast said we good. Bill Blast, what's up? Need to know what's good with you. All right, we back. All right. All right. So I was at the point where I was basically saying someone, I don't want to use their whole show, their whole clip. Someone did that to me recently. Took my conversation about the Rex 84 King Alpha plan and just pieced it apart. Gave your brother, Professor Griff, no credit. All right. Okay, what are you asking the host? Need to know. I don't have to asking the host since he is making bold statements. You're asking the host. What are you asking me? I must have missed that because I was paying attention. Hold on. Let me go back. How do you connect back to Africa? Nietzsche, can I answer that individual? Is that cool? Is that all right? Africa is in my blood. What do you mean? How do I connect back to Africa? It's in blood. Africa is in me. Like, what do you mean? How do I connect? I have a divine spiritual connection, number one. Then number two, if you go back far enough, yeah. We talk about Pangea. Yeah, before the place was called Africa. Yeah, of course I could connect back. Africa's who I am. My ancestors' ancestors are in Africa or were in Africa. What is it? My ethnicity has a little to do with it. And it's hard to kind of determine that, whoever you are, Mr. Rushe, whoever, simply because of what they did to us in the slave trade and the colonization, whether it's the Arab slave trade or whether it's the transatlantic slave trade, and then what they did to us. So, of course, we have to go through the process of tracing ourselves back to ourselves. Would I end up on the African continent? Yeah, through my father's bloodline or my mother's bloodline, two different bloodlines. Of course. Would I probably end up in America, in this part of this land before it was called America? I probably would. What language do you speak? That's Africa. Well, Africa has over 2,000 languages. And even before that, there was a spiritual language that we spoke. So, yeah, different tribes have different languages, it being called Africa. Certain Africans then didn't even call the place Africa. So I'm not understanding where you're getting at with your two questions. I'm spiritually connected back to Africa. I'm physically connected through my bloodlines, connected back to Africa. As far as ethnicity is concerned, my dad was a Blackfoot Native American. My mom, regular old country girl from West Virginia. But her dad's dad, of course, we could trace our way back to Africa. So, and when you talk about language, there's certain dialects and languages have changed over time. So that's a general kind of answer I could give you. I could probably go a little bit more in depth. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Well, yeah, this is not a Professor Griff interview. I answered that question. I got you. Now you're being too forceful. I answered your question. The whole conversation needs to end there. Now you're getting disrespectful. So I'm mixed. Yeah, damn right. I'm mixed with black. I'm mixed with black. Africa's in my blood. Of course. Thank you. All right. All right. Let me open up. It's 12:50. Let me open up the phone lines. All right. And let me paste it in here. And let's go here. All right. All right, I put the link into the chat. All right. Need to know. You said blah blah blah. Agreed on that, but Africa is the stolen legacy. Okay. Even at 65, with all the research and studying that I've done and still do, there's still aspects about who we are as a people prior to Africa being called Africa, prior to colonization, that we have yet to learn. Yeah. And then the Africans that were here going back and forth. Of course, we can call them Africans now, but we couldn't have called them Africans then because the term Africa didn't exist. We're talking prior to them calling the place Africa. And I think people need to keep that in mind. I don't understand, Mr. Ronald 19th. When you say most of us, I don't understand what that means, most of us. But I don't understand that language when you say most of us. Hold on. Check. Oh, yep, there's sound on my end. Check. So, what does that mean, most of us? So then, Mr. Ronald 1922, what happened to the people that were already here when you talk most of us? And maybe y'all can help me with this conversation. I'm asking Mr. Ronald 1922. Since there were black people already here and most of us didn't come from Africa, where did they come from? And if they were already here, what happened to them? Where are the black people that were already here? Grand Rising C. Jones. Thank you very much. Again, you're right. The colored man is the Caucasian white man, or Yakub's grafted devil. That's what the lessons teach. Thank you. Again, we are not colored people. Mr. Ronald Jones, before I bring you on, make sure you show us who you are. Thank you very much. That's a beautiful thing. What's going on with your piece?
What's going on, brother? I just wanted to say, right, real quick on the subject. I remember back in the day when I think it was it Paul Abdul, Tupac was getting on her about wouldn't it be black and sell records, and then when it came crunch time, just like a lot of them, they abandoned us, or turn back to whatever side or half breed or whatever whatever it is that they leaning toward, whatever other race they got mixed with them or whatever. That's not no, surprise.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know about can't really say a rock, but he kind of always leaned toward that other side anyway. But I mean, it's a lot of them out there that always, everybody want to eat off us, exploit us. That's not new.
Right.
That commercial, that Gene commercial, I was down laughing. I was watching that today. I was watching Eddie Griffin. He was talking about it, and I was just tripping because I'm like, with the white supremacy. But I'm just saying, like, it's psychological. They gonna make money off of that commercial. It's kids gonna buy it no matter what. But
Wait,
that's
Ronald, can you do me, Ronald, can you do me a favor? Can we stick to this subject?
oh yeah. My bad. I wanted to say something
Thank
that
you.
you spoke about the African thing, right? Is it all right if I say something?
Wait, are you the same Ronald that 1922?
Yeah.
Is that you?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's me.
okay. So you put up I put up your comment, and you said most of us don't come from Africa. And I just asked you a question. I thought you was coming on to answer that.
Oh no, I couldn't hear what you were saying. I thought I just was talking about the topic. But
Okay, well
yeah,
now that you can
I didn't
hear me.
ask me the question. I could,
Okay, so if you said most of us don't come from Africa, and you said most of us come from here, America,
yeah.
what happened to all of those people that were here?
What you mean?
You said most of us didn't come from Africa. Most of us were already here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What happened during the transatlantic slave trade? What happened to all of those people that were already here?
They're still here. And from my understanding, the
Who are
transatlantic slave
they
trade,
and where are they?
they us, the niggas. You know what I mean? So-called black people. That's us. We was this our homeland. Like we was already here. It's very few of us that actually came slave trade. That story is fictional. It's you know what I mean, the whole roots thing. That's the CIA working with that guy.
Okay,
He stole that story.
I got you. So let me ask you some basic questions then. Ronald, let me ask you some basic questions. Ronald, I think you're breaking up, bro. You might want to go to a different part of the house. Can you hear me? Ronald. I don't think Ronald can hear me. Anyway, just for the record, I want to know what the traditions, what's the customs, what was the language. All right. And you say we're still here, that's us. What was the traditions and customs? I don't think Ronald will hear me. Can someone answer that for me? If we were already here, of course, black people were already here. Then the transatlantic slave trade. And then more black people were brought here. Right? Okay. Okay. I'm asking the traditions and the customs, the way of life, the culture. Where is that seen at today in us? And then when someone says most of us, I don't understand what the most of us is like. Is there a count? Is there a number? Is there a, yeah. I know. Flow Mo, I know. I think he needs to move to a different part of the house or whatever. He can call back in. I got him when he called back in. So the declassification of the people that were already here, and then they got called Americans. I mean, I got called Native Indians, I guess, whatever. Right? Okay. Ronald, are you back? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now I was asking you a question. So I was
Hear me?
asking about the custom. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Ronald, are you back? Can you hear me? All right. Now I was asking you a question. So I was asking you about the custom. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I was asking you about the traditions and the customs, right? The language. I was asking you about all of that. What was going on prior to the transatlantic slave trade? You said black people were already here. Answer those questions for me. I don't know what he doing. God created black. We are the African black reservations. Is that a question? Where are the African black reservations? Oh, okay, I get it now. They turned them into they turned them into ghettos. These are two questions you're asking. Oh, okay. I got you. I'm just asking some questions. Alexandria Pope, thank you very much. He says, that is why reading is fundamental. Deeper than that, Alexandria Pope, that is why cross-referencing is important. Not really cool to go just with one source. Because I keep hearing this thing, black people were already here, and I wholeheartedly agree. I'm just asking some questions about what we were doing here. For the people who claim that they know, I kind of know. That's a whole damn college course, though. So I'm saying to you, for people to say most of us, when people start talking like that, then that's when I got to start questioning them. Most of us were this and most of us were that. Hey, I don't know what that means. Yeah. All right. Hold on. I only got a few minutes left. Still waiting on you, Ronald. I wanted to ask Ronald some serious questions because I want to know where the hostility comes from when black people like him talk about this transatlantic slave trade. I heard one dude and a black woman going off. I was never no fucking slave. Blah, blah, blah. My people already here. Blah, 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 blah. I just wanted to ask a few questions. That's all I want to know. Yeah, we can circumnavigate. We can circumnavigate the planet, the globe. Yeah, black people are everywhere. Way before any other people were on this planet. Yes, indeed. Got you. Yes. We're the original people. Were there black people when the earth was one landmass? Were there black people on this part in America? Yeah, of course. Did we build mounds and have civilization and all this kind of stuff? Yes, we did. Yes, I just want to know from people that claim that they know that, what language did we speak here? What were the customs and the traditions? Where's the heritage? Can you give me some tribal names? Can we talk? Talk to me. I just want to know. And then where are those people now? If that's us, then how could you tell the difference? So who are the them, other black people, and then who are the us? Would I be considered one of them, or would I be considered, yeah, not getting it. Help me out. Yeah, I'm him. Big Gasman. Thank you. No doubt. I agree with you. We were building places like Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, been here thousands of years. And yes, I agree with you. What language do we speak? What gods do we worship? That's all I'm asking. Some basic questions. Because I want to know who that is today. He said that's us. And I'm like, where can I find that in us? Where are those people at? Point to some people. I don't know why they're saying that, VC. I don't know. Disillusion? I don't know. I don't know why people saying the Atlantic slave trade did not exist. Where's their proof that it didn't exist? Okay. Ronald, can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, I had to switch. Yeah.
Okay, I was just asking you, what language did we speak if we were already here
But
prior to? Excuse me? I didn't hear what you said.
When I speak, I can hear myself talking.
Turn your volume down. Just a little. All right, so I don't have a lot of time. So what language do we speak?
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah. Ronald, what language did we speak?
Can you hear me?
All right. Let's take a wager. Someone said, let's take a wager on what? Oh, need to know. Let's take a wager on how soon someone gets disrespectful or emotional. Yeah, we could take a wager. I'm just asking some basic questions because I hear this all the time. I'm like, I don't know. So I'll lay out, 10 scholars, now ancestors, whom I've sat at the feet of these individuals. And I'll ask questions based on the questions they've asked and the research they've done, and then the research I've done. And I'll pose the question, like something simple. If Black people were already here, then I'm asked, someone said Tartarian. I'm like, okay, well, what language? If we're the Tartarians, and I believe we are. That's one aspect of who we are, yeah, but okay, then what language? What's the customs of the Tartarians? And do you see that in us today? Ronald says, I have no idea what's with the stream yard, but there are a few top scholars out right now that her books. Well, give us the top scholars. Give us the top scholars then. Yeah, that's a brother of a certain age. Yeah. Put some earbuds in Or just get a what do you call these things? One of these things. What do you call the ear plug thingy things that you could put on and listen? Yeah. You said the Tartarians were Vikings? No, I don't think so. I'm asking basic questions. If we are those people, then point me to them. Those people that were here prior to the transatlantic slave trade. Point me to who those people are and where they are. And if it's me, educate me. Michelle, thank you very much. Thank you, Michelle. Okay. All right, give me some. I got the names of those people. I screenshotted it. Now give me just give me their work so I can go find it and read it for myself. I got you. So, all right, I only have a few more minutes on here, fam. No. We can't do that. We have to, yeah. All right, I'm hitting up my man. See if I got 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes to the 1:30 hour. He's gonna let me know in a second. All right. All right. We see you, Michelle. Okay. I got you, Matthew Barros. This is what Ronald wrote. Ali Muhammad and Top Cat and Abdullah Bey. A few of the Moors and the Indian Aboriginal community teach. Okay, got you. Have you ever listened to Rod Hayes? Of course. Okay. Are you reading stuff or are you just going on YouTube? I'm not discounting these brothers' information. I'm asking you, Ronald. Give me a book. Give me something to research. I listen to those individuals. One or two of those brothers, I don't know his work. I'm very particular about who I study, about who I exchange, what I exchange energy with, what I allow in my auric field. I don't just listen to any old body. And I'm very like Erykah Badu said, I'm sensitive about my shit. And if you come off arrogant, cocky, boastful, and you're disrespectful, I don't listen to you. I don't care who you are. Okay. I see you. You got all the the bays in your research, I got you. Send me some material. Matter of fact, I think I still have Taj Tariq Bay's number. I'll call him and ask him. All right. So Tyla, I hope you're able to pull something from this. This is not coming down on you, little sis. This is more so talking to those people that are handling you. Should have prepped you for these conversations here in America, which is a very critical thing. We need to understand the media. The root word to media is the Medes, M-E-D-S. Look up who the Medes are. They're the ones, the mediation. They're the ones that come between, certain entities. All right, controlling both entities. Look up who the Medes are, M-E-D-S. All right. The Indian Encyclopedia. I got you. Way more complicated than yes or no answers that most people seem to want. I think that's the problem. Yep, you're right. When ask people to take it a step deeper, then that's when the emotion comes out and all the other stuff. I'm not the best knower in the room. I know subjects that I know. I know subjects that I know, and I know subjects that I just don't know, and I'm constantly learning and want to have a dialogue about. But Bruce Lee, thank you for the information. We're all that and then some. And next time you write that, Bruce Lee, I'm going to need you to put Blackfoot in there. My dad's tribe. To sum up this conversation about Tyla and his colored stuff, I guess, Tyla speaks from a South African perspective where colored is recognized as a racial identity. Yeah, deeper than that, CK. It's a classification. For example, we were colored at one time. We were niggers at one time. We were Negroes. We was coon, bucks, shine, hambone, burrhead, porch monkey. We were all of these things at one time. Black Americans shouldn't expect her to conform to their terminology. Yes, we should, CK. If this is your base, right? If this is your support group here that supports you, if everything about you speaks Black American, then yeah, I understand what you're saying, CK. And no, we shouldn't center ourselves with everyone should speak to who we are as a people here. I get you because she's from South Africa. But if South Africa was buying Professor Griff's records and supporting me and caused me to go 3 times triple platinum, yeah, I have to learn the customs and how to know how to move in South Africa. Trust me, CK, I would have to learn how to move over there. And that's all we're saying to her. Yeah. I can't show at the Juneteenth barbecue with a goddamn Confederate flag shirt on, talking about white power, white power. Nope, can't do it. Yeah. So yes, she does. She does. She is expected to conform to our terminology simply because Drake code switches and made millions of dollars from Black people by just acting Black. There's a few other artists that we can mention and name. Okay. Ariana Gladney. Peace. Greetings. How are you? We are labeled all that is not considered human or good. We were labeled. All that is not considered. Okay. Got you. All right. All right. So more so than getting labeled, we have this thing called self-determination. We're going to define self. All right. We're going to tell the rest of the world who we are. All right. It's not what we're called. It's not what you're called. It's what you respond to. All right. We're going to determine that. Self-determination. All right. Okay. Tyla speaks to a global audience. Then Tyla should have did the Breakfast Club in South Africa then. She should have did it somewhere else. She was speaking to a Black American audience on the Breakfast Club. Everything about us spoke, I'm from Detroit, I'm from Miami, I'm from Atlanta, I'm from Memphis. Her South African view on race isn't limited by American norms or terminology. And you're absolutely correct. But I am saying to you yet again, if you're going to come over here and speak to us here, there's certain trigger words like colored that I think you should refrain from. Being a South African woman who has a global audience, then why only 5,000 people from her global audience bought her EP? I'm not taking a shot at her. I'm just saying to you, if she has a global audience, then other people should be supporting her. I think it was more so her fans that got her in this trouble, in this heat. Calling Black Americans dumb and stupid and ignorant and all this other stuff. And when you say South Africans' view on race, you're talking about from a colored lens or a colored perspective or a true South African. Because a true South African view on race wouldn't be calling themselves colored. CK. Would not be calling themselves colored. That's like me today in America saying I'm a Negro or I'm colored or I'm a minority. No. Nope. No. No. Ronald, could you stop? I know you're not that ignorant, bro. That's the King Alfred Plan Rex 80. It's 84, not 87. It's the King Alfred Plan Rex 84. Plan is saying they can't relocate us. Why can't they? They sure trying to side us. The word that rhymes with Reno. Yeah, they're trying to unalive us. So more so than taking us from here and taking us somewhere else, yeah, they're just kind of unaliving us here, brainwashing us here, owning and controlling the land here. Well, before there was anyone else on the planet, Mr. Ronald, 1922, it was just us. So help me out. The artistic perfect life. Thank you. And yeah. Oh, a lot of them do that, Goddess Teresa. A lot of them like to cosplay like they black until it's time to be blacker than black. And she gets her money from here. Other people like Drake and other people say, you know, London rappers are better and yada, yada, yada. After you don't drain Black Americans for our energy, our resources, our time, money, and everything else, all of a sudden you want to go over there and diss Black people here. Wow. All right, that's cool. Yeah, you just signed your cancellation policy. Yep, you don't want us? Well, we don't want y'all either. And she can stay right in South Africa and do the global thing. Do your thing in other parts of the world. Black people ain't got to mess with you here. And as a matter of fact, we won't. And I think I feel the same way a lot of people feel, to answer your question. Yeah, I don't like people talking about Black Americans here. I just handle it in a different way. I don't go about it the way y'all go about it. Y'all want to threaten and fight people and disrespect our ancestors, and I'm definitely not going to do that. No, nope. All right, Mr. Ronald 1922, I think you're in your emotions. All right. Thank you, Jack. Really appreciate you. Q Butter, what's up, man? Q Butter, what's popping, man? What's good with you? CK, you're absolutely incorrect. I'm gonna put it up on the screen anyway, but I 1000% wholeheartedly disagree with you. Wholeheartedly. And you're talking to Teresa. I'm answering for Teresa, though. Tyla's success didn't come from America. She built her career in South Africa. Where? When? Give me some history of her coming up in South Africa. I know some people in South Africa. And that chick just was planted in the music industry. What? CK, where? Give me some history. We're going to wait. I only got about 2 more minutes on the broadcast, but I'm going to wait. Because you can't tell me this chick wasn't planted. I'm waiting to hear this. I want to know, where's the damn Tyla mixtape? Where is the underground basement shows that she was doing in South Africa? Where is the underground bubbling up? There's this new artist. Yo, she's dope. Yada yada yada. Where's all that in Africa before you came into the what's the name market, the Black American market, and kind of came, yeah, and was forced on us. Thank you. She just popped up. When I heard Tyla, I thought they were talking about Tyler, the Creator, or some damn body. I'm like, what the hell? Thank you very much, Bantu. Mandinka. Thank you. There's no underground Tyler. Stop playing. Where? I've been in this music industry for a long time, fam. I know people that know people that know people. Where? When? What year? What song? Whatever. Thank you, Goddess Teresa. Where's the platinum status in South Africa? Artistic Perfect Life, you're absolutely correct. But I think more so than Malcolm and Martin, there's a slew of other people that came through, our scholars that came through, now ancestors, came through and educated us, all right, about the term Black beyond the Black Law Dictionary. So self-determination is in effect right now. When you're talking about coming out of triple darkness, when you're talking about black holes, when you're talking about All right. Melanin, carbon. When you talk about 666, yeah, it's way beyond a skin complexion or color. Yeah. All right. All right, I was waiting on CK's answer, but I guess I'm not going to get one. Anyway, family, this is your brother, Professor Griff, spending this afternoon with y'all. I got to get ready to go to work, put some work in. I got so caught up in the conversation, I forgot to tell you I'm doing a writer's workshop this weekend on Sunday. If you would like to participate, just hit your brother up. Hold on, let me show you the flyer. Let me get rid of that comment so y'all can see. Where we at? All right, there we go. Warriors in the Garden presents Professor Griff's Writers Workshop, 8/17/25. That's Sunday at 7 p.m. It's a 2-hour online songwriters workshop. We're going to build a song from scratch that day. So come on, family, come participate. Let me make sure y'all see it on IG. Hold on. All right. My phone number, texting me. It's 678-557-2919. 678-557-2919. All right. $25 to participate. All right. I do have a few things I want to give away that day. All right. Everyone take a screenshot of this, pass it on. We're looking for 100 people to be in the class during the workshop on Sunday. Make sure everyone within the sound of my voice gets this out to 3 people. All right. 100 seems to be the number. All right. Let's go back here. Just to let y'all know, my audio book, The Birth, is out right now. All right. I'm going to put the banner where y'all can copy that. All right. Where are we at? www.bandcamp.com. The Birth. All right. Audio book is out. All right. Then I did 2 versions of it. I think I did the acapella version, the ambient version, and I'm doing the hip hop version. All right. So go listen to the audio book. Cop it right now. I'm looking for 100 people. All right. If I got thousands of people, followers on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, I'm sure I can get 100 people to purchase The Birth. All right. What I need everyone to do is take this information, pass it on to 3 people, make sure they cop it. All right. All right. Man, I did a short story, which is very proud of myself. I wrote this book. You are now you know, pardon me, the 5 elements of hip hop. I took that story. I did a short story. All right. Then I did a short story for the little ones. I put that up on Bandcamp also. With some hip hop kind of beats behind it. Make sure y'all go check that out. Anyone that wants to take my firearm self-defense class, firearm safety training, please hit your brother, Professor Griff, up. All right. I'm making way to make that happen. Hold on. Let me get rid of the banner. Hide the banner. We have pistol and rifle classes, concealed carry classes, blended online learning, on and offline learning, defense shooting, developing urban tactical mindset. That's firearms, safety, training. Book your session today. Hit me up at 678-557-2919. I'm doing solo, individual classes, and small group classes. Hit your brother, Professor Griff, up. All right. Last but not least, before I dive back into the subject, where I can find some of y'all. All right. Let me see. Nope, I won't play that. I want to dive back into this conversation so I can finish it because I don't want to keep y'all. Goddess Teresa, you said you need that class. Hit me up. I got you. All right. I just sent you a text. Q Butter. I'll call you after I get off here, Q Butter. All right. Someone said the only South African we heard about recently is Elon Musk. Okay. Are all black people from Africa? Who said that? Regardless, I appreciate the opportunity to discuss this with you. After all, black people are all from Africa. Can I ask you something, CK? And this is the last thing before I get off of here. If all black people are from Africa, then where were we from before Africa was called Africa? Before Africa was named Africa, who were we? Where were we? Simple question. Not hard. It's a simple question. Well, 3 simple questions. CK, you said regardless, I appreciate the opportunity to discuss this with you. After all, black people are all from Africa. Peace. I disagree. Everywhere you go on the planet, you see black people's footprint. We were here, we were there, and we were over there, and we were over there. The richest part of this, of course, is our throne, and they call it Africa. We've called it a few things. They called it Africa. The Africans that I used to build with never called themselves Africans. They were very tribal people. They had pride in their tribe. I said to one gentleman, which he jumped down my throat, I said, this Africa thing is a Johnny-come-lately term. We didn't call ourselves that. We were very proud tribal people. Which black people here would first? Black people was here first. We discovered everything. Black people. Okay. All right. I don't know what else to tell you, CK. All right. I am because we are, therefore I am. Got you. Goddess Teresa, thank you. Bantu, thank you for pretending like you're educating someone about something. I'll take that. I got you. I'm humbled. Thanks for letting me know what Bantu means. Got you. Yeah. Can we put, before I leave, can we put up some of the names that landmass was called before it was called Africa? Can we do that before I leave so I could kind of feel good about this hoodie I'm wearing? I feel sorry for you. The Don Shula, you going by Don Shula and you're an American and that's all you are? That is sad if you're just an American. I'm going to tell you unequivocally, I'm God having a human experience. You put on here, I'm an American, nothing more and nothing less. I feel sorry for you. I truly do. We're putting up the names of what was Africa called before Africa. If all you want to be is an American, according to who? Because they wrote you in as 3/5 of a human being in the Constitution. So you're an American, but you're 3/5 of a person in America. In the meantime, from our studies, in our circles, we're gods and goddesses having a human experience. But all you want to be is African. All right. I don't know who called it the dark lands. Keep in mind, family, please, everyone putting these statements up, keep in mind, we didn't speak English. Tell me the names of the continent Africa prior to it being called Africa. And keep in mind, we didn't speak English. I'm just waiting on some answers. I don't know. Maybe someone is going to take this video and chop it up and make their video from this video like they did my other one. I don't know. Well, I'm open for it. Take it, do what you like. I'm asking questions. We didn't speak English. What are you talking about? Haru, the Duke of the Great Lakes. Why you say we didn't? When did we speak English? Prior to Africa being called Africa? No, we didn't speak English. What are you talking about? Y'all better go study. Wow. Y'all got me scratching my head over here. I've been on here for 1 hour and 45 minutes. VCR said Akabulan. Thank you. Thank you. Heru, the Duke of Great. Who? Wow. Need to know, says Heru. Seriously? With that name? You cannot have the name Heru making a comment like that, bro. That's just no. Here you go again. Heru. Prior to Africa being called Africa, before these places were named, what did we call that landmass? And keep in mind, we didn't speak English then. And then you come back with Russia got pictures of us in England, in the castles. Can't make this shit up. I swear you can't. I know I shouldn't be on there laughing. I'm a couple of books to cross-reference would take care of that whole degree of whatever you go through in your life. I'm laughing because it's so simple to study, just to read. Shout out to Brother Benjamin. I spoke at his conference last weekend. This is the plaque that he gave me. Said I was a dope dad. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you, good bro. Shout out to everyone that attended the conference. All right. If y'all guys not doing anything this Sunday, come join me in my writers class. It's going to be a dope class. Yeah. Whoo. All right, family. My brother said I got 12 minutes. And trust me, at 2 o'clock, I'm getting off. I can't take it no more. I just can't. Goddess Teresa, thank you. Oh, man. Okay. Heru, I tried with you. I can't put up any more statements. All right. Oh, man. I don't normally take like aspirin or Excedrin or Tylenol or Advil. My temples are pounding, man. Like in 2025, to be honest with you, I can't even believe we're here at this point. But yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yeah. Wow. Anyway, I have a few more minutes. That's it. Someone should get some air. I'm getting some air. I'm getting some air. I'm getting some air. I'm breathing. I'm taking it in. Once we look back, we can use the temperature to slightly raise and gradually heat to this point. Shout out to everyone on IG. Trust me, family, I am trying. I'm trying. All right. I'm going to wind this up. I really appreciate the conversation. It seemed like my conversations on here, I said to myself, I promised myself I was only going to be in it for 40 minutes. and I'm going to get out of here. But it seemed like every broadcast gets longer and longer and longer and longer. And trust me, family, sometimes I may laugh and smile and that kind of thing, but I appreciate everyone that comes on. It just lets me know where the temperature is. I got to set the gauge. I got to set the temperature. And, some time ago, I had a very rah kind of approach to things. And my thing was, either I'm going to come on and fill this motherfucker up or I'm going to clear this motherfucker out. That was my attitude. I'm going to fill it up or clear it out. So I'm a little bit more calmer. I'm a lot more understanding. I'm a whole lot more patient. I'm a lot less violent. And I'm a lot more understandable to a certain degree. I want to be able to have a conversation. But family, in order for you to bring a certain degree, not that you have to be this super duper intellectual, but we got to bring some common basic things to the conversation. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Someone asked me my whole position on this thing with the diaspora wars. Well, who started the war? You bickering and having petty arguments about this, that, and the other. I'm not disrespecting my African brothers and sisters, and I'm not going to allow my African brothers and sisters, regardless of what country they come from, to disrespect Black people in America. And the same goes with my brothers and sisters in the Caribbean islands. No, we're going to join forces. We're going to come together. All right. There's power in numbers. We're going to have the cultural conversations in a very civil and polite and respectful way. All right. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So if I am a cotton picker, if I am mixed up and whatever, that's because you don't know the history of Black people in America. And if Black people in America saying y'all some African booty scratchers and y'all don't have this and yada, 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 I'm like, no, don't do that. We don't know their history. All right. Because their history is our history. All right. We need a global perspective. We need an international brother and sisterhood. All right. We need some cultural conversations because this is a war that we're in right now. And we are losing being at each other's throats. I say we need to come together. All right. Some of y'all ain't going to make it. Because I see and hear y'all on on social media. I see y'all on TikTok. I do screenshots. I'm taking names. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. All right. So let everyone know tonight at 9 o'clock, I will be on Brother Richard's show. I'm going to be talking about Donald Trump ordering the National Guard to have boots on the ground there in Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia. All right. To curb the crime in D.C. Now, we're going to be talking about that tonight on Brother Richard's show. So make sure you'll tune in to Black Magic 363. All right. What does Brother Rich call himself now? Radio, something, radio. Help me out. I'm not sure who else I'm on there with, but I will be on there tonight. What does Brother Rich call himself? Radiohead Rich. Damn. Why didn't I know that? I'll be there. I'll be on there tonight. Tune in. And yeah. I'm sending Brother Rich information about my audio book that I put out. I'm showing y'all this because, to be honest with you, when you know how you have those small little accomplishments in your life, yeah. Yet again, I'm answering the call. There's a deep science and maybe need to know, if you're still on here, anyone that has read the lessons and studied and came up under the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, we learned about the 24 scientists, where they go among the people and they read the thinking of the people and they write history in advance. All right. So what I do is I keep my finger on the pulse of the people and I try to come up with tools that young parents can take and use to educate young people. And this is the product that I put out. Whether it's an audio book with beats behind it, whether it's a children's book. I have another children's book that I wrote, You Are the Song That You Sing, teaching them about the ABCs. I got book 2 in the works. Yeah, I put out a comic book. And let me put the banner where you could get all of this here. It's a beautiful thing. When you're on this mission, then the Creator will deposit these things in you in order to bring these things out of you. I heard the call that we might, that we have to defend ourselves and we have to kind of study and understand our open enemy. So I got the training and I still train. I put together the firearm safety class. All right. I got together with my wife, since all the gender wars were going on. I got together with my wife to show some kind of solidarity and unity with Black male and female. I did a whole project with my wife, letting us know that, yeah, we could come together and do things together. If all of you are not teaching, if all of you are not understanding that these things are teaching valuable lessons, to know that I'm a soldier, and I'm on your side. And my overall objective is to bring all of us together, whether you're in the Caribbean islands, my brothers and sisters, love you all to life, my brothers and sisters on the continent, 54 countries on the continent of Africa, speaking over 2,000 languages. Yes, I want to bring all of us together. All right. I put together Warriors in a Garden. All right. The whole idea of people coming together. Writers' workshops, the art of storytelling. All right. Giving young people a platform, having men come together, firearm safety training, self-defense classes. Hell, we need to do some gardening, some meditation, some prayer. We need to sit down at the feet of the elders that are still with us. Warriors in a Garden. Go to warriorsinthegarden.org. Warriorsinthegarden.org. These are some of the things that I'm doing. Brothers having an issue, being impotent got in their 20s. Soleil went to the lab, into the kitchen, as she says in her song, and put together a resurrection formula for the brothers. All right? Because brothers, I know you having issues in that area. Yes, you are. Stop playing. I talked to too many of y'all. All right? You cannot be impotent at goddamn 22 years old. Something else is going on. All right? And then for those of us that's older and getting brain fog and can't remember one thing from the next, can't complete a complete thought, can't continue and kind of consolidate a complete thought, can't finish what you was thinking. You walk in the room and forget why you came in there. End up at the store, end up forgetting groceries, keys, and wallet and everything else. Greetings, family. This is Professor Griff, and this is the Serious Minds Brain Tonic. The Serious Minds Brain Tonic was created. So, yeah. So yes, hard at work as a soldier, working for the behalf of our people. I know, too much black talk. Thank you. Well, I'm black, and I'm mixed with black. It's 2:01. With that said, peace. This is Professor Griff. I'm out here. I love you all to life. Not to death. I love you all to life. All right? Gotta go. I'm out. Where's my closing song? Outro song in 3, 2, and let's go. Let's go. Let me end this screen. No, not yet. Don't want to end it. Don't want to play the outro song. All right. I just want to get off of it. End the stream. Not yet. Don't want to play the outro song. Just want to. It's forcing me to play.